Hey everyone, welcome back to Smart English Podcast, the podcast where you learn real English for real conversations. I'm James.
And I'm Emma. We're so happy you're here.
Let me ask you something. Imagine you're meeting someone for the first time. Everything is going great. You're smiling, you're talking, and then they ask, "So, what do you like to do in your free time?" Suddenly, your mind goes completely blank. You know your hobbies, but you don't know how to talk about them naturally in English. Has that ever happened to you?
Oh, definitely. So many times. I knew exactly what I wanted to say, but all I could think of was, my hobby is reading. Then, silence. I had no idea how to continue the conversation.
You're not alone. That's one of the most common problems English learners face. They know the vocabulary, but they don't know how to keep the conversation going. And here's the good news. Talking about your hobbies is actually much easier than you think. You don't need difficult words. You don't need perfect grammar. And you definitely don't need to memorize long answers. You just need a few natural expressions and the confidence to use them.
You'll learn how to make polite requests, how to express your dreams and goals, how to sound more confident, and how to make your English conversations feel more natural. I love this topic because people ask about hobbies everywhere, at school, at work, when meeting new friends, during job interviews, and even in English-speaking exams.
That's right. And by the end of this lesson, you won't just know how to answer. What's your hobby? You'll know how to turn that simple question into a fun and interesting conversation.
I'm excited. Let's get started.
All right, let's start with the most common question you'll hear. What do you like to do in your free time? Sounds simple, right? But here's where many English learners get stuck. They answer, "My hobby is football," or "My hobby is reading." Are those answers wrong? Not at all. But they're very short, and they don't give the other person much to talk about.
So, instead of giving a one-sentence answer, I should tell them a little more?
Exactly. Native speakers usually add one or two extra details. For example, instead of saying, "My hobby is reading," you could say, "I really enjoy reading mystery novels." Or, "I spend a lot of my free time reading because it helps me relax." Or, "Reading is one of my favorite ways to unwind after a busy day." See the difference? Now your answer sounds more natural, more interesting, and much easier to continue. So, Emma, what do you like to do in your free time?
I really enjoy cooking. I usually try a new recipe every weekend. It's fun, and it helps me relax after a busy week. What about you?
I'm really into photography. I love taking pictures of nature whenever I travel. It's a great way to capture special memories.
That sounds interesting. What's your favorite place to take photos?
Definitely parks and mountains. The scenery is always beautiful.
That conversation felt so natural. We didn't just name our hobbies. We talked about them.
Exactly. That's what keeps a conversation alive. People don't just want to know what you enjoy, they also want to know why you enjoy it. Instead of always saying, "I like," try using these natural expressions. I'm really into photography. I'm a big fan of hiking. I enjoy playing badminton with my friends. I spend a lot of my free time learning English. These expressions sound more natural, more confident, and they're used by native speakers every day.
I love these expressions. They're easy to remember, and they make my English sound much more natural.
Exactly. And we're just getting started. Now that you know how to talk about your hobbies, let's learn how to explain why you enjoy them, because that's what turns a simple answer into a memorable conversation. Now that you know how to talk about your hobbies, let's take your English to the next level. Here's a question you'll hear all the time. Why do you enjoy it? This is where many English learners stop. They say, I like football, or I enjoy reading. And that's it. But here's the secret. The most interesting conversations don't end with what you like. They continue with why you like it.
So, if I explain the reason, people get to know me better?
Exactly. When you explain why you enjoy something, your answer becomes more personal, more meaningful, and much easier to continue. For example, instead of saying, I like reading, try saying, I enjoy reading because it helps me relax after a busy day. Or, reading allows me to learn new ideas and improve my vocabulary. Or, it's one of my favorite ways to spend my free time. Can you hear the difference? Now your answer tells a story, not just a fact. Emma, you mentioned that you enjoy cooking. Why do you like it so much?
Because it helps me relax after a long day. I also enjoy trying new recipes and seeing my family enjoy the food I make. What about you? Why do you enjoy photography?
Because it allows me to capture beautiful moments. Whenever I travel, I always take my camera with me. Every photo reminds me of a special memory. That's what I love most about it.
I love that. Your answer tells me something about your personality, not just your hobby.
Exactly. And that's what makes conversations memorable. People connect with stories, feelings, and reasons. Not just short answers. Whenever someone asks about your hobby, try adding one of these simple reasons. Because it helps me relax. It keeps me active and healthy. I learn something new every time. It's a great way to spend my free time. I get to meet new people. It makes me feel happy. These expressions work with almost any hobby, and they make your English sound much more natural. Emma, why do you enjoy playing badminton?
Because it keeps me active, and I always have fun playing with my friends.
Great. Now, why do you enjoy traveling?
Because I love exploring new places, meeting different people, and learning about new cultures.
Excellent. Those answers sound confident, natural, and they're exactly the kind of answers native speakers give.
I really like this lesson. Now I know that explaining why is just as important as saying what.
That's right. And now, let's move on to our final technique. Because great conversations aren't just about talking about yourself. They're also about asking other people about their hobbies and keeping the conversation going naturally. So far, you've learned how to talk about your hobbies and how to explain why you enjoy them. But here's the secret to becoming a great conversationalist. Don't just talk about yourself. Be curious about the other person.
That makes sense. If I keep talking only about myself, the conversation will probably end very quickly.
Exactly. The best conversations feel like a game of catch. One person shares, the other person asks a question. Then they switch. That's how conversations flow naturally. And the easiest way to do that is by asking follow-up questions. Instead of asking only, "What's your hobby?" Try asking, "What do you enjoy doing in your free time?" Or, "How did you get into that hobby?" Or, "What do you enjoy most about it?" Or, "How often do you do it?" These questions encourage people to share more. And that's how real conversations begin.
James, what do you enjoy doing in your free time?
I'm really into hiking. Whenever I have a free weekend, I like exploring new trails and spending time in nature.
That sounds amazing. How did you get into hiking?
A friend invited me on a hiking trip a few years ago. I loved it from the very first day. What about you? What's one hobby you really enjoy?
I enjoy painting. It helps me relax. And I love being creative.
That's really interesting. What's your favorite thing to paint?
Mostly landscapes and sunsets. They're peaceful, and they're fun to create.
Did you notice what happened? Emma didn't stop after asking one question. She stayed curious, asked another question, and the conversation kept growing naturally.
I noticed something else too. Every answer gave me a new idea for the next question, so I never felt stuck.
Exactly. That's one of the biggest secrets to having great conversations. Listen carefully, and let the other person's answer guide your next question. Here are 4 follow-up questions you can use in almost any conversation. How did you get into it? What's your favorite part about it? How often do you do it? Have you been doing it for a long time? You don't need to memorize long conversations. Just remember a few good questions. And let the conversation happen naturally. Emma, you said you enjoy cooking. What's your favorite part about it?
I love trying new recipes and seeing my family enjoy the food I make. That's the best feeling.
That sounds wonderful. Have you ever thought about taking a cooking class?
Actually, yes. I'd love to learn from professional chefs someday. I think it would help me become a better cook.
I'm sure it would, and who knows? Maybe one day you'll teach me a few recipes too.
Haha, I'd be happy to.
See how easy that was? One question led to another. One answer created a new conversation. That's exactly how native speakers keep conversations going. Now, let's put everything we've learned together. Review today's lesson. Learn our pocket words. And finish with one final speaking challenge. Hey Emma, it's been a while. How have you been?
I've been doing really well. Lately, I've had a bit more free time, so I've been spending it on one of my favorite hobbies.
That sounds great. What have you been up to?
I've been learning photography. I love taking pictures of nature, especially early in the morning when everything is peaceful. Every time I go out with my camera, I discover something new. What about you?
I've been really into cycling lately. I usually go for a ride before work. It helps me stay active, clear my mind, and start the day with lots of energy.
I like that. What made you start cycling?
A friend invited me on a weekend ride a few months ago. I enjoyed it so much that it quickly became part of my routine. What's your favorite thing about photography?
I love capturing moments that people might normally miss. Every photo tells a different story, and every picture reminds me of a special memory.
That's a beautiful way to describe it. Maybe one day you can teach me photography, and I'll take you on one of my cycling trips.
Deal. That sounds like a perfect exchange.
Before we finish, let's quickly review today's lesson. When someone asks about your hobbies, don't stop after one short sentence. Instead, tell them what you enjoy. Explain why you enjoy it. Share a little about your experience. And ask them about their hobbies too. That's how real conversations grow.
Remember, you don't need perfect English or difficult vocabulary. You just need to speak naturally, stay curious, and enjoy the conversation. The more you practice, the more confident you'll become.
Let's finish with today's pocket words. Passionate, having a strong interest in something. Example: she's passionate about photography. Creative, good at making new ideas or creating things. Example: cooking is a creative hobby. Relaxing, helping you feel calm and less stressed. Example: reading is a relaxing way to end the day. Routine, something you do regularly. Example: cycling has become part of my daily routine. Inspire, to make someone feel excited to do something. Example: her artwork inspires me to be more creative.
Now it's your turn. Tell us about your favorite hobby in the comments. Try to answer these 3 questions. What is your hobby? Why do you enjoy it? How often do you do it? Challenge yourself to write at least 3 complete sentences. We'll be reading your comments. And we can't wait to hear about your hobbies.
If you enjoyed today's lesson, please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to Smart English Podcast, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a new English lesson. Every episode brings you one step closer to speaking English naturally, confidently, and comfortably.
Thank you so much for spending your time with us today. Keep practicing, keep speaking, and never be afraid to share your story, because every great conversation starts with one simple sentence.
We'll see you in the next episode of Smart English Podcast. Until then, take care, have fun with your English, and keep learning every single day. Thanks for listening. Keep learning, keep speaking, and enjoy the journey. See you next time. Bye, everyone.